Hi, I'm Amanda Morrell, and this is one of our double shot interviews. I'm joined today by Jim Tobin, who is the General Manager of Mobile Solutions. There's a bit of a history with this company. Before we get in, he's going to talk to us about mobile banking. Just briefly, how can you explain the relationship with Fiserv, which you are an executive team member with, and how it came to be this relationship with New Zealand?
Right. Well, first of all, I'm pleased to be here. It's my first trip to New Zealand, and I just joined Fiserv a couple of months ago to head this mobile solutions group. Fiserv is one of the largest financial services companies in the world, and it saw mobile banking growing enormously. But most mobile banking was done by very small firms. The best of them happened to be a New Zealand company called MCOM. So we bought them, and we've grown them significantly. The office was 80 people when we bought them. It's now 220, and I believe it's got tremendous headroom to grow further.
Massive market. Okay, so explain to me, here's my mobile phone. When is this going to become my wallet, and when can I put this one in the rubbish? How quickly are we moving towards that stage?
Wallets are around the corner. I think there were some starts and stops around particular contactless technologies. How would you actually use that to replace a card in a store? Right. What's actually happening is people use their mobile phones to do so much commerce. They shop with them. They send money back and forth through services like our Pop Money. So the comfort with using it as a financial tool is growing. What's happening is it's bypassing the resistance to have a particular type of swipe technology in a store. And there's a thing coming called cloud payments, where when you walk into a store, it has enough information about you shared with the terminals in the store that you can just start to buy things, and it will make that transaction work between your phone and your and the store without having to do any contact. So that notion of cloud payments or using the wallet to pay remotely means that the wallet is here. We're actually seeing wallet use in some parts of the world grow substantially, and even in the main markets like the United States, I would say 2014 will be the big year for mobile wallets.
So how many people are doing currently banking on their mobile phones, and how you were saying earlier that's been an exponential leap, quantum leap? Right?
Well, a couple of numbers. So just for Fiserv in mobile banking, and to put it in perspective, MCOM's been around a few years, but I would say their emphasis in mobile banking's maybe 5, 6, 7 years old. Yeah. We have 9.2 million users today and consumers, and about 1,200 financial institutions, and they're all over the globe in five continents. From a payment standpoint, 3 years ago we did approximately $1 billion in mobile payments. This year we're on track to do $30 billion of mobile payments.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, so what are a lot of people, including myself, would have issues of concern around security, how secure, especially if you lose your phone, or like you say, what this relationship is so transparent. It's almost like they can suck money right out of your phone. Yep. So what assurances do customers have around that whole realm of security when it comes to protecting their money?
The greatest area of technology spend in the world right now is on mobile security, and here's why. Computers are being rapidly displaced in some markets just by smartphones, in some markets by smartphones and tablets. And so enterprises of all types, including banks, just have to get that security right because they're betting their business on this technology. Yeah. There are already around 2 billion smartphones. The projection is that's growing, and it's displacement of computing technology. This past year, the first time PC shipments dropped directly in correlation to people instead buying tablets. Right. So the effort around security for mobile is where all the best minds, all the best technologies are going. So I think the security levels are going to be higher for mobile phones and tablets than they have ever been, even on PCs.
You were saying earlier, too, that it's opened up a whole realm of possibilities as well for sort of non-banking relationships. Absolutely. All these other. Can you just briefly explain what you feel are the highlights of where we're moving there? What things the mobile phone is going to introduce in that space?
Yes, and we're right in the center of them. Our office here, I should say, is a wonderful group of young New Zealanders, but it's also people from all over Asia Pacific and Russia and China. And those people bring not only their skills, but an awareness of what's going on in their local economies. There's unfortunately, a tremendous part of the world that doesn't have access to banking. and they haven't been able to qualify for the credit account status. What mobile technology allows is many of those people who have mobile phones, even if they're relatively poor, can bank now. And the simple thing, you can think of it as a prepaid card where you go to some institution, and if you've accumulated any kind of cash, you can put it on your phone. It's more secure, I would say, than a prepaid card, because a prepaid card, if it gets lost, you lose the money. Right. If you lose your mobile phone, the phone can be wiped by the service provider to make sure you don't lose that money. Yeah. But people are using it to pay bills. They're actually going up to ATMs and getting cash by just making a connection with their phone. They're using it to pay peer-to-peer to one another. Loans are being sent around using mobile devices. So for the unbanked or for the financially illiterate, mobile technology allows us to open that up. We've launched a major initiative in Cambodia. We've just announced with ANZ something called Go Money, which is in Papua New Guinea and Samoa, and it's all about opening up that unbanked market. It's a big focus for us.
That's amazing. Now, one of the things that impressed me, having moved here from Canada, was how advanced the market was with EFTPOS banking. Yes. You've said that you would like, or you're imagining New Zealand will be a similar model for the rest of the world when it comes to mobile wallets. Why is that? What makes New Zealand so unique in this regard?
Well, Fiserv, we think of this office in Auckland as our worldwide center of excellence for all things mobile. So not just mobile banking, but mobile payments, mobile loans, everything that's coming in mobility. Part of it is the talent base that I mentioned, which is very strong here. But I think they're strong in part because the market here is leading. So yes, it was first with the EFT point of sale. The use of mobile banking here, in some parts of the world, it is still a strange phenomenon when you talk to a bank and say, people don't need to go to a branch. If you said that to a person on the street in New Zealand with how long they've been doing online banking, how long mobile, they'd kind of laugh at you, right? So we like the idea of having these great talented people who live and breathe in this market, work with the leading financial service companies here and the consumer base here to create the innovations. And we believe that this market and our presence here will continue to lead the world.
So you said there's a few key things coming down the pipe. 2014 is going to be a key year. Why is that?
Three things that are big that are coming. One, we've talked about wallet. The second is tablet. So tablet, I mentioned, is displacing PCs, but it's frankly a unique product for banking in a couple of ways. It has two different types of uses on the same device. You can be walking around or on public transportation and doing the same things you can do with a mobile phone, but it's also a lean back device. People take their tablets and they sit down in their chair, and because of the ease of use of touch, it's a great thing for financial planning, for finding out about new products. So financial institutions like it because there's a little more real estate than a smartphone, and it's more intuitive and interactive than a PC. And consumers love it because they can do like what-if scenarios, combining their spending and other habits with what financial products can serve them well. Yeah. So a tablet's big. And then I think the third is this explosion in peer-to-peer payments. It's not just for the unbanked, but if you think about different things, I have a daughter going off to college, and if she's all of a sudden needs money, it's as simple as a text message. She just sends me a request, I send her the money, it's immediately usable. So I think those three big trends of wallet, more sophistication around tablet, and peer-to-peer payments.
Do you think that's going to have the effect of reducing or offsetting all these range of fees that we have traditionally paid as banking customers as well?
So I want to be careful about the question of bank fees, in part because we serve financial institutions. Fiserv is not an independent consumer brand. We actually provide, often on a white label basis, our technology. So you might not see Fiserv or MCOM products. You'll see ANZ or other products, but we've provided technology for them. But here's what I would say. The consumer's ability to get value from financial services. When I described that on a tablet, you know what you want to do financially and you can see it. And so the transparency of what services from financial institutions actually help you manage your financial lives better will mean whatever fees get charged are more likely to be recognized as valuable, and that will probably allow banks to remove other types of fees that are pain points for consumers.
Jim Tobin, thank you very much for joining me. I'm Amanda Morrell with interest.co.nz, and Jim Tobin is General Manager of Mobile Solutions with Fiserv.